YouTube, hey, checking out my technically my first custom, my Flip 3s. Started out with the Chrome 8s, I have those videos up, decided to wear them today. Paint's holding up really good, not seeing any cracks or creases. Even on the key spots, like in between the valley right there. Everything seems to be holding up good, both shoes, so happy with the results. Check out the other vid to see more. And other than that, back to the flips. Since the chromes were an easier fix, I've always wanted to get my flips looking a little more 50-50 black. Not a huge, like, overly white shoe fan, so I always had kind of a different vision for these. And they had been chipping for quite a while. Rather than using acetone, I decided to peel off the paint with more or less like a credit card or like a hard plastic card. So that's just bare foam, you can see right there. And it's still got a little bit of chip off work to do on this one. But one shoe at a time, I wanted to kind of see how the project would go with just one shoe. So decided to chip everything except the black off of my left shoe. And so that is an original black with fresh black coating over the top. I don't know that that's the best thing to do, so don't copy me there, but the black was in really good shape, and I basically just coated over the top of it, chipped off all the white, and decided to make the midsole 50-50 black-white, and then carried it into the toe cap, so you got a nice white, black, gray transition. Left the contrast white stitching so that it pops, and this is how the shoe turned out. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with the end result. Take a look at the other side. I'll take a front view. Also touched up the air. For some dumb reason the lettering was chipping up, and I had pewter and white Angelus here. And personally, these look better than how they were originally set up. I just much prefer more black on the shoe. I didn't really like how this is like so white up in here, and you know, the white midsole up in here like the black cement 3s have. Black cement 3s are my favorite 3, but flips don't look anything like those, so I wanted them to have a more distinct look. Also, like, pretty much auto swapped them to black laces. I still have the white ones that originally came with it, but these are actually out of my Citrus 7s. I rock red laces in those, so they got the Jumpman tips on them. But yeah, so it's got more of a, I guess you could almost say Oreo look to it, but really it's just more of a black-white total look. So getting down for like looking at the whole shoe here and giving some contrast to the original paint. I just think it gives them a more aggressive look. I'm a contrast guy. It's just not that every shoe has to have it. I mean, my favorite shoe is black infrared 6s, and those are a very simple colorway, but if you're gonna have a loud shoe, like I like it to be more of a two-tone going on. So anyway, this right shoe's got next, and I gotta do the same job with this one. I'll probably do the same thing and leave the black alone. If this ever fails, you know, it's not the end of the world. I can always chip the old stuff off. But I did put, literally painted the black part at least 15 coats, and the white got more than a dozen. And the white takes a lot longer to show up as white. The black, you know, pretty much covers in 1 to 2 coats. So it takes some patience, but you also, you know, could do anywhere 3 to 4 coats in like a 2-hour sitting, because it doesn't take long to dry. As long as it's dry enough to the touch, you can generally apply another one. Got some good tips from another YouTube video on black flips. I think it's in my favorites. I definitely have commented on the other guy's site, because it was actually like time lapsed, where he did a multi-stage of several different days of painting and kind of showed the end result a week later, and had a lot of good suggestions on there, so appreciate that. I just took a little different direction, didn't use acetone on the paint removal. I just chipped it off with a plastic card. Only trick to doing that is to make sure you don't rub too hard. Mine was actually a tinting card to put on like a tinted window stuff that I had for indoor windows, and the card was just the right thickness and I could apply the right amount of pressure. It's pretty easy to remove that old paint since it's already chipping on its own. Worst paint ever, these 06 and up retros, and this year's not much different. But anyway, and I did find out on a side note why that is. Apparently they're using more of a green or eco-friendly paint, and the same thing with the foam. So the foam is more eco-friendly and the two do not mix well together. So that's why we've all been lovingly enduring these repaint jobs on all these otherwise sick pairs of retros that have released since 2006 when Nike went green and Jordan Brand followed. So hopefully one day they'll engineer something where I don't have to do this anymore, but at least I can customize these to make them look like how I want and get them dialed. So hope you guys like the custom flips, and not a radical change, but I can technically call it my first custom, and being my second pair of shoes to paint, third shoe to paint. I'm pretty happy with how they turned out. Lines are clean. I did tape most of these too. I taped them off. Ended up freehanding all the white part, and then just kind of touched up with black where it might have gone over. I also used acetone on a paintbrush tip in order to clean up the little spots that might have gone over a little bit. Like there was a zone like right in here where I had a little bit of black spillage, and it'd go over. I think you can kind of faintly see it, but yeah, acetone is really used very sparingly on these, and that's that. So yeah, I learned some things on the first shoe. So the second shoe will probably turn out even better. It's going to take me a while to finish it, but there's my white flip 3 retros customized. Thanks for subscribing and checking this out. Hope this helps give you guys ideas. Decide to go this direction with yours, cool. If you leave them as they came out of the box, that's cool too. Probably going to have to repaint them one day or another, because that paint just doesn't hold up well. But hope my hand painted job works quite a while and gets me down the street in these and not chipping up anymore. Thanks.